And I guess that it seems real big and scary, but at the end of the day, it's still nursing and it's still kind of the same thing.
One of the biggest pieces of advice I would give to any new travel nurse or existing travel nurse who is coming from a staff job to wanting to do travel nursing is be open to any location. There's so much to do and so much to explore here in the United States, and it's wonderful to go anywhere and everywhere that you possibly can.
So the only thing that's another thing just to tell travel nurses is so I have a compact state license, but the more states that I have acquired, which I don't plan on getting rid of because in case I ever wanted to go back, you just have to apply a lot sooner for different states. Like my California license takes a lot of time.
Well, figure out if you're a compact state or a non-compact state. Figure out how far you can go away from family. Figure out what the pay is versus if there's housing available in the area.
Be quick on your feet and be personable, flexible. That was one of the things that I found as being a travel nurse is, when you're in a home, when you're in a home hospital, you're going to get, several weeks of orientation or something like that. And that's not always the case with travel nursing. You're going to get maybe a day or two because you are there to hit the ground running. They expect you to know your skills and be able to roll with the punches right then and there.
Be very, very flexible with whatever they're asking you to do.
Yes.
No matter what happens, it'll all be okay. It's all a process of how you make it to be, and just be ready to ride that wave.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. As a traveler, that is the number one thing. Ride the wave, because it's going to be different. It's going to be completely unexpected from what you have been doing.
Or even what you had in your telephone interview.
Yep, it's going to be
completely different this time from my telephone interview.
Yep, but you got to be flexible and you just got to ride with it.
But my biggest advice is just to be super flexible, because you don't necessarily know where you're going to be or exactly what your shift's going to be, or I got floated a lot with this company, my first part of the contract, so I spent a lot of time in the ER, which was something new. But after a couple of days of that, they were very helpful. The hospital's been great, so it's all worked out. It's all worked out very well.
I think you have to learn to kind of accept the fact that you have to prove yourself every time to the new staff, the new unit. I find that most places, it usually takes 2 to 3 weeks before they trust you. I work in ICU, so critical care. I find myself taking the sick patients later in the contract than in the beginning, because you kind of have to show that I'm confident, I know what I'm doing and that kind of stuff.
Make sure that you have had your aha moment. And if you don't feel like you've had that aha moment, then hold off for just a little bit longer. I promise you, the contracts are there and they'll be there again. Because you really have to know your stuff. When you walk in, you got 13 weeks, but that doesn't mean you get 13 weeks of learning, as in here, I'm going to leave you with another nurse. No, you're lucky if you get 3 days and then you're on your own. So just hold off just a little bit. It's okay. I promise time is always there.